He built an empire. He lost it all. And just when India was closing in, he vanished. In this episode, we follow Vijay Mallya's calculated escape from India, the international outrage, and the long, complex battle to bring him back. This is not just a story of one man fleeing justice. It's the story of a nation demanding accountability. This is The Great Escape. It was February 2016. Kingfisher Airlines had collapsed. Vijay Mallya owed over 9,000 crore rupees to Indian banks. The Enforcement Directorate, ED, and the Central Bureau of Investigation, CBI, were circling in. Arrest seemed inevitable. But Mallya was planning something else, an exit strategy. On March 2, 2016, he quietly boarded a Jet Airways flight from Delhi to London. No media, no red carpet, no last words. Just a man walking away from the wreckage he left behind. While India woke up to headlines of his disappearance, Mallya was already enjoying life in the United Kingdom. He moved into his luxury mansion in Hertfordshire. He gave interviews. He tweeted defiance. "I did not flee. I am an international businessman." That statement would define his stance for years. Back home, outrage exploded. News channels ran 24/7 specials. Politicians accused each other of letting him go. Investigators scrambled to explain how a man under such scrutiny was allowed to leave. The government revoked his passport and issued an arrest warrant. But it was already too late. He was in London, and the Indian legal system was now playing catch-up. The Indian government launched a formal extradition request under the India-UK Extradition Treaty of 1992. But extraditing a billionaire from the UK? Not easy. To succeed, India had to prove Mallya had committed criminal misconduct. There was intent to defraud. He was not being politically persecuted. The legal battle began at Westminster Magistrates Court in London, and Mallya hired top British lawyers to fight back. In 2018, a landmark decision came from India. Mallya was declared the first ever fugitive economic offender under the newly passed law. This gave Indian authorities more power to seize his assets in India and abroad, to legally label him a fugitive avoiding criminal prosecution. His Indian properties, shares, and luxury cars were frozen. Even his Goa villa and Bengaluru mansion were seized. But Mallya still remained untouched in the UK. Mallya's defense was simple. He wasn't a criminal. Kingfisher was a business failure, not a fraud. But prosecutors presented a different story. Loans taken under false pretenses, fund diversion, personal enrichment using company money. The court heard evidence of money routed to offshore accounts, lavish expenses using loan funds, lies to banks and regulators. And in December 2018, the UK court ruled in India's favor. There is a prima facie case against Vijay Mallya. He can be extradited. But the story didn't end there. Mallya appealed the decision. Then he appealed again. Delays, adjournments, legal motions. The process dragged on for years. He remained in London, freely attending races and social events, all while the Indian public demanded justice. He tweeted regularly, "I've offered to repay the banks. Why is the government not accepting it?" But banks and courts said, repayment after fraud doesn't erase the crime. In 2020, the UK High Court dismissed Mallya's appeal. His extradition was confirmed. And yet, he still wasn't sent back. Why? The UK government claimed there were confidential legal matters delaying the extradition. To this day, those reasons have never been made public. Speculations ran wild. Political asylum request? Secret deal with British authorities? Human rights objections? But officially, silence. Today, Mallya still lives in the UK. His empire is gone, his reputation destroyed. He remains a wanted man in India, facing charges of money laundering, fraud, conspiracy, breach of trust, and the debt still unpaid. Banks have recovered only a portion through asset sales. The man once worth billions is now a global symbol of corporate irresponsibility. Vijay Mallya's great escape wasn't just about one man fleeing justice. It exposed loopholes in India's banking system, political business collusion, how the rich can delay justice with global influence. But it also sparked stronger banking laws, creation of the Fugitive Economic Offenders Act, pressure on governments to close legal gaps. Mallya's case rewrote how India deals with financial crime. He once owned a fleet of jets, now he cannot return to his home country. And he once hosted million-dollar parties, now he fights court battles in silence. The king of good times escaped justice, but he couldn't escape judgment. In the end, no matter how far you run, the truth always follows. Coming soon, Episode 5, Legacy of Scandal. How Vijay Mallya's fall changed Indian finance forever.